All right, yo, what up, homie? So today I am doing a demo of the Band4Band kit, but also a demo on the demo, like showing you how to use it. And this is a pretty comprehensive demo. Like I could have just launched this as like a mini paid product, but I actually just fuck with you. So I just want to send you like a cool GIF in general. So I think you'll really, really like this because the whole point of me making this entire kit was to like just make like the hardest beats I possibly can as efficiently as I possibly can. Hard, clean, just like professional, nice quality sound every time I make a beat. I don't have to think it. My brain doesn't have to fall apart, even if it's like the end of the day or if it's like type shit. The artist just hit me up. He's like, I need this. I want this vibe. And it's like, and it's got a knock. And it's like, I know like it's going to knock by the time I export it like cleanly type shit. Like he could 2-track it with the engineer and just drop it like, and that be happening for me a lot. And just making like quality beats like that has just helped me. Like I can't explain to you how much it's impacted my career. So I'm really happy to be bringing you this kit, and you'll be able to find a link to download it either below this video, or I would have sent it to you in the email that you're looking at right now. Unless you're in Dope and you got this earlier, like a day early, then don't worry about any of that. But anyway, like let's just get into it. So I have this beat that I made earlier. I actually cooked it up for part of a tutorial, so I'll let you hear what we've got going on so far with no mixing. And then also, it comes with these presets right here. So these are all the Band4Band demo presets. And then on top of that, it comes with this template that you're looking at right now. So it's just like routed, completely set up the way I do everything, but it's not like, let's just talk through it. I'm like getting so excited. Let's take it one step at a time. So let me let you hear the beat first. Crazy. We'd be here all day if I just let that rock. And so I have a couple of effects already from like the full version of Band4Band. And so we'll talk about that another day because I don't want to spoil any surprises, but like I'll just go ahead and say this isn't the only freebie you're going to be getting from this drop. I'm excited, bro. But so that's everything so far. And just getting right into it. So you can see, even though we've got all this, you know, signal flow stuff set up, nothing's actually routed to like that. So everything's going directly to the master, as you can see. And so I'll just demonstrate for you right now how I tend to route stuff, and we'll explain how everything works as we do that. So I've got that 808 selected, and what I do is I take it and route it to this sub bus, and then I unroute it from the master. And then as you can see, the sub feeds into tonal, which feeds into pre-master. Everything eventually cascades into the pre-master. And so what I'll actually also do is route it to the stereo sub as well. Now that's gonna double our signal, and I could leave it. I usually just route everything and then start dragging in effects from Band4Band. But, you know, actually, and so I'll do that. So let's just go over the routing first so that you can clearly see how that works, and then we'll go over how I like drag the presets. But as you can see, some of these tracks are buses and then some of them are sends. So the send tracks will have fully wet effects. Right now they don't have any fully wet effects, so it's like doubling the signals by the time it gets to like the bus and the send. So for example, if I turn off the stereo, it gets more quiet because it's not a wet signal for the stereo of the subsection yet. It's just a double track because it's literally just feeding to both tracks. So that being said, we'll move on to the next thing I'm gonna route, which is just like my main. And I actually forgot that I didn't route every single sound. I forgot a few. So let's put that there. Boom. And so the next thing I do is take my kick and my main snare and I route it to the big drums like this. Boom. So then drums, all the drums, big drums and little drums feed into the drum composite track, which just puts them all together in a like a more composite bus top level. And then all the drums also feed into the drum verb send as well. And then that drum verb send feeds into drum comp as well. So we'll just route big drums and little drums there right now as well. Boom. But as you can see, that's gonna like obliterate the signal, make it super loud. We'll add effects in a second. And then literally everything else except like maybe that, you know, laser effect can be routed to the little drums track. So let's see. Let's move all the effects over, and that Vox will route to the effects track as well. Boom. So let's grab all of these, and now we're gonna route them into the little drum bus. Then we take these, we route them to effects. And then as you can see, effects routes to pre-master, little drums routes to drum comp, which then routes to, or it routes to drum comp, which then routes to pre-master. I'm looking right here. I think I accidentally set it to the melody. I don't know why. Hard. So now we can get into mixing everything. So the first thing I'm gonna do is solo the kick, and that's what I get into doing first. I just get right into mixing the kick, and now I'm looking at it like the entire time. And so since I clip everything in a cascade, I start my clipping here, so you can see like by the time it gets to that pre-master and even the drum comp, it's like just super like clipped. And so I've talked a lot in videos about like why I do it this way, and so that's why I love Band4Band, because I have a preset that's just like cleanly clipped kick, and it won't change any of the settings I have on the kick because it's just a patcher insert instead of like a full like stack. So I dragged that on, it didn't move the volume at all, and now my kick is cleanly clipped. Now, since it's sending that doubled signal, I'm gonna go ahead and drag on the drum verb right away. And then we'll level that in. Play with that wet just a little bit. Cool. Then let's bring in the snare. We could turn that wet signal down even more. EQ it. Right, because I just want a little bit, it was like flavoring. That's hard. Now the next thing I'll do is bring in the sub or the 808. Boom. So I'm actually gonna go, because I prefer the one that's not stock, the 808 stereo that I have. So I'm gonna go to the sends and returns, and let's see, yeah. Okay, so I like that so far. Now I'm just gonna level the 808. Let's drag a preset from Band4Band. A cleanly clipped 808 for this one. Let's turn it up from the channel rack. And then I have limiters stacked on every single, well, not every single thing in the signal flow, but everything that I want to sidechain to. So the first thing I'm going to do is sidechain the big drums to the tonal composition track composite track, because that's gonna like duck all of the signals coming from everything that's sub. So we'll come in here, and the limiter's already on. So what I'm gonna do is just sidechain that big into the tonal composite. We'll come here and we'll set up our sidechain. Coming from the big drums, let's set like a ratio of like about 1.9. Set release to, hey Siri, what is 60,000 divided by 139 divided by 4?
6 divided by 139 divided by 4.
What is, hey Siri, what is 60,000 divided by 139 divided by 4?
60,000 divided by
108. That's just a way to like align your release so that it like kind of has like a bounce along with the tempo of your track. That's a way to set delay as well, to like be on tempo basically. If yours doesn't have like a sync or something like that, or you want to like nudge it a little bit. That shit's starting to hit for real. Then the next thing is we bring in the melody, you know, big 3. And then we route this to the melodies, to the melody track, the melody reverb. And then what that's gonna do is that's sending everything to the melody composite track. So the first thing we need to do is grab something for this melody verb. Now I do have a melody reverb for the send right here in the demo, but I actually love using convolvers, like convolution instead. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna grab one with New York compression. And then this one has sidechain compatibility built into it as well. So what I'm gonna do is sidechain the signal to this track so that like the melody bus signal ducks the convolution. So let's come into this one, which is the sidechain, and right, it's already receiving signal from that melody bus, and that's just nice. That's so nice. So then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna duck the melody to that as well, to the big drums, so that like it's just, we get more oomph and more punch. And so I'm gonna sidechain the big drums to that melody composite track. Limiter's already on there. We're gonna come here. We already know what we want to set our release to. 108 was what it was. And again, I already have a melody bus stack for you right here in the demo version. Super good stuff, but I just love this one that I've made with Neutron, so I'm gonna go grab it. It's really good. It's really, really good. And the cool thing about the one that comes in the demo version, and the cool thing about Band4Band in general, is that like a lot of the stuff is based around stock presets. A lot of the stuff is actually based around stock presets. There's only a few like of these that it's like I absolutely have to have it with like VSTs that are not stock to FL Studio and stuff like that. So like you'll be loaded out with as a matter of fact, F that. Let's just use the one from the demo so I can show you, because the stock stuff low-key be better than the stuff using like third party sometimes. So let's just drag that on. I'll show you. Like listen to that. None on. Like what? Then I get to work on pretty much everything else. So the first thing I will do is bring in the hats, and I actually want both of these to be routed to the same track, so I can kind of deal with them in composition or in composite. So let's level that in. Let's drag the drum expander 2 preset from the demo version of Band4Band. And man, like I said, this is just a complete kit on its own, bro. I might fuck around and charge people who don't get this email, bro. And so I'm gonna drag that onto the little drum bus just so I can like get a little bit more yumminess from those hats. And then same thing. We're just side chaining to that little drum bus so we can duck all of those like percussive, like metallic instruments, those hats and stuff like that under the big drums. Boom. Limiter's already there. Boom. Set our side chain. 108 was what we got in the calculation. 107.6 is fine. No, this is crazy. And then from here, it's just like, you just level everything else in, bro. Like, oh, I don't have the effects bus on. Yeah. No sidechain on the effects, but I'd like to sidechain those as well, just to give like my big drums the maximum oomph they can get. So we'll sidechain this to the effects track. Boom, set it up just the same way we've been doing it. This damn near turned into a sidechaining mini course. So yeah, set the ratio. Been using 2 all day, so let's just keep using that. Boom, set the release to the amount that we calculated. 108, 107. Oh my god, neurosis. Can I get it to round? That's fine. Now we gotta wait for the signal to actually come. Yeah, I like that. Like what? What? Now we get into just saucing it up. So it's like, boom. Now I'm like, I kind of want more from my drums. And so I have a couple of really just dope drum composite like presets inside of here. I'm not gonna lie to you, one of the best ones is this drum glue setting right here, drum glue 2. So what I'm gonna do is come into the drum composite bus and I'm gonna drag the drum glue, which is radiator. So that's third party. And then, so the mix is 100% down, which is why you didn't notice a change. But as we turn the mix up, you'll kind of begin to notice those drums just have some kind of like saturation added to it that's really gonna like glue everything together. And then I have this really dope like top of chain clipper setting that's just useful for like pushing gain in consideration of my clipping cascade, because like I said, I like kind of clip coming up in my cascade, if that makes sense, which is why you haven't actually seen me like use any clippers, but why I'm still getting like a strong clipped sound, because I'm just clipping like where it's necessary before we get to the end of my chain and stuff like that. I've just noticed like clipping in a cascade is better than just slapping on TR5 at the end and stuff like that. And as a side note, I tend to use the Fruity Soft Clipper a lot more these days. Still use TR5 a lot, but TR5 is just way less transparent because of its algorithms and stuff like that. And the Fruity Soft Clipper is just like one of the best soft clippers out there, simply because you get that quality, you get that analog threshold ceiling, but then you get so much transparency with it, which if you don't know about mixing, transparency just means it sounds natural. The less transparent something is, the more like obvious it is that you did something to change the sound basically. And TR5 does a lot of that. It's got nice coloration to it, which is great, but I don't always want that. And so this one has the Fruity Soft Clipper chained into it. And so we use this VST, which is third party, but it's free, Blue Cat Gain, and it's literally just like a gain increase tool. It's got some other interesting functionalities that we'll talk about as we get into other versions of Band4Band, but for now, you just need to know that it increases gain. And the cool thing about this is that we can also use parametric EQ2 to push gain instead if you want. So this can become a fully stock preset if you'd like. And then we just use the master band to push gain. And then I can use the EQ bands individually to kind of create like my own unique coloration algorithm, just using like frequency manipulation and stuff like that. I think I just want to push gain with this. So let's just give it a listen and push it into this top of chain soft clipper right here. That's nice. And then I have this really nice pre-master setting right here. Let's find it. I know it's in here, right here, for just like an extra 2 dB gain, pretty much the same system that I was using for that other one that I just showed you, the top of chain clipper. And so what I'm going to do is actually add TR5 into this patcher. And then we're going to just see if I want that sound today from TR5. Let's do the 2 decibel gain push right here. I actually do like some of that from TR5. And then let's just add a little bit of softness to that clipping. Maybe a little bit more. And then by the time we get to our master, cleanly clipped, cleanly clipped. And so there, I was kind of like clipping into, or I was like mixing into this clipper because I forgot I did use a preset initially when I was making the beat, just to like kind of like gain stage a little bit initially into the clipper, but it was barely like making a difference. And I'm actually glad that I finally pulled off the classic clipper, because like now the cascade just sounds so much cleaner, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. I'll come back here and I'll turn on the meter just to give it a listen. Check out the level it's at. 9.5 is not bad, not bad. Sounding so clean and clipped. Even that top of chain on the pre-master, bro, is crazy. So that's Band for Band demonstrated in a nutshell. I'm glad I was able to also just do kind of a mini mixing workshop. So grab it, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear how you feel about it, what kind of like work you're able to get out of it. I'm really happy to be able to give you this gift, and I really hope you enjoy it. Shout me soon and let me know what you think about it. Appreciate your attention. I'm gone. Peace.